Perhaps first love is always an unfinished love. Even the girl in this movie is the same. She also had a pure, innocent first love full of nostalgia and a promise that has not been fulfilled. This girl is Bo-Ra. She was working when she received a phone call and a text message from her father. In that image, when looking at the film, her memories of the past suddenly came flooding back. In the year 1990, this girl named Na Bo-Ra was coming to her best friend's house to advise her to go to America for heart surgery. Unexpectedly, Yeonju fell in love at first sight with a male student named Hyunjin who studied at the same school as them. So Yeonju changed her mind and did not go to America anymore. Hearing that, Na Bo-Ra was very worried about her friend. So Bo-Ra helped Yeonju create an email account for the two to contact each other and helped Bo-Ra feel secure about Yeonju when she went to America for surgery. Today was the first day of school. Bo-Ra woke up very early to prepare. She rushed to school without eating breakfast. That was because Yeonju had written to Bo-Ra and said that if she had gone to Lucy's apartment to catch the bus that day instead of stopping at their apartment's bus stop, she would have definitely met him. That's why Bo-Ra chased after the bus and hurriedly got into the car. At that moment, the driver suddenly braked, causing her to fall into the arms of the boy sitting there. Bo-Ra was startled and quickly stood up to apologize. The driver suddenly braked again. This time, the boy caught her and gave her his seat. When she looked at the boy's name tag, Bo-Ra was happy to discover that this person was the boy her best friend liked. When Bo-Ra went down to the canteen, she met Hyunjin again. She tried to chase after him to find out everything about him so she could tell Yeonju. She started measuring his height with a measuring tape and even took a cup out of the trash to find out his favorite drink. She even found out what sport he liked. Does he have a girlfriend or not and where does he live? But the important thing is that she still doesn't know how to get close to Hyunjin. In class, Bo-Ra didn't pay attention to the lecture but focused on looking out the window when she saw Hyunjin fall. Bo-Ra stood up in surprise. At this time, she quickly acted like she had a stomachache to get to the infirmary. She chose the nearest bed to conveniently eavesdrop and knew the important information that he wanted to join the broadcasting club. At this time, Hyunjin felt something was wrong so he lifted the curtain. Luckily, she jumped out of bed in time because she wanted to approach Hyunjin. Bo-Ra showed off her talent to get into the broadcasting team, but because she performed so well, Hyunjin withdrew from the audition to make way for her. Fortunately, Bo-Ra had a plan to approach Eunho, Hyunjin's best friend. Bo-Ra looked down from above and realized that Hyunjin had a pager. She hurriedly ran downstairs to look at his phone number. She was about to see the whole number when Eunho blocked it. At night, she started to look through each number to see which one was Hyunjin's. She tried again and again until finally he appeared. In order to find out about his music preferences, she pretended to be a research center. She had just finished collecting information when unfortunately he also discovered that she was Na Bo-Ra. Hearing that, Bo-Ra panicked and hung up the phone. At school, Bo-Ra met Hyunjin's best friend again. He asked her if she wanted Hyunjin's pager number. Right? He would tell her, but on one condition: she would lend him a movie to watch, and that movie was not allowed to be rented to children under 19. Unfortunately, today the teacher checked the students' bags, so she was punished to hold the ghost movie in the hallway. Just then, Eunho passed by and saw it and took the movie away. Because of him she was punished like that, so she was extremely angry. Bo-Ra was eating noodles in the restaurant when suddenly two handsome guys walked in. Eunho brought Hyunjin, which surprised her. Eunho told Hyunjin that if she wrote down her pager number, she would get a free movie, so she got Eunho's pager number. Hyunju was very happy to hear this news. When Bo-Ra was attending the 50th anniversary of the Aviation Academy, she saw a group of girls surrounding Hyunjin. Bo-Ra asked Eunho and found out that he liked innocent girls. His favorite movie was Armageddon. He wanted to major in theater, film or media in college, and he liked working with cameras. But then she felt something was a bit wrong. It turned out that he was talking about him, not Hyunjin. He then showed her how to use the camera to record. But Bo-Ra didn't bother to record the plane, but turned the lens to Hyunjin and then to Eunho. But Bo-Ra didn't know that this guy was the one she would remember for the rest of her life. Bo-Ra was playing with her friends when she heard that there was a fight and the person who was beaten was Hyunjin. That was the male god that her best friend liked. So Bo-Ra ran over and stopped the guy. Eunho was also quick-witted and distracted them, then dragged her and his best friend away. The three of them ran to the park. Seeing that there were police behind them, they also left. Bo-Ra was trying to calm down when she saw Eunho holding her hand. She was shocked and jumped up and scolded Hyunjin for daring to touch that bully. At that moment, Eunho asked her if she was okay. Only then did Bo-Ra realize that her leg was injured. The next day, Bo-Ra was invited to a coffee shop by her friend, but she refused to go to the broadcasting room with Eunho. Suddenly, a male student drove up in front of her and told her to get in the car. Then the boy took Bo-Ra Bo-ra to a place. He asked her why she did that. She replied that it looked like he was beaten up and bruised. She also told him not to smile and be nice to anyone anymore. But he took it as a confession. Love. Bo-ra didn't expect that the incident would turn out like this when she helped her best friend find out about Hyunjin, causing Hyunjin to like her. But she refused because she couldn't hurt her friend. When Bo-ra was about to leave, the motorbike wouldn't start, so they had to take a car back because she was very hungry. The two of them went out to eat, but Eunho worked there. She apologized to him for keeping him waiting. Eunho didn't say anything and left. Hyunjin watched her devour a bowl of noodles and suddenly confessed his feeling. After hearing this, Bo-ra was so surprised that she choked on her noodles. She began to reveal all her bad habits, from being a glutton to rarely bathing, not washing her hair for 2 days, being a bad student, and having a terrible temper. And even more terrible, she could fart in a childish song. After saying that, she was embarrassed and ran away, but her leg was still in pain. A moment later, Eunho ran over and gave her the crutches. He bandaged Bo-ra's wound and told her to use her fists next time, because if she sprained it once, it's easy to get it again. With his gallantry and kindness, she felt her heart flutter. During an outing, Bo-ra was buying a bottle of strawberry juice for her best friend but was still 3,001 short. Suddenly, Hyunjin came over to pay for her. He also asked if she would let him hear her fart out a song when they were dating. He even said it in front of Eunho, so she got angry and dragged him aside to scold him. Bo-ra refused again, saying that they were just schoolmates and nothing more. Then Bo-ra asked for the bottle of juice back, but Hyunjin refused to give it back, so the two struggled with each other. But from afar, Eunho saw everything. In the evening, after the teacher finished his inspection, the girls immediately got up and brought out wine to drink. Because it was too bitter, they took Bo-ra's bottle to the ferry. After they finished eating, Bo-ra saw that the boys were stealing her wine, so Bo-ra went up to settle the score with them. The person who opened the door was Eunho. At that moment, the supervisor came up. Eunho was quick-witted, so he dragged her into the storage room. Because he was afraid that the teacher would find out, he covered her mouth. The next day, everyone had to go pick up trash around the beach. At this time, Eunho gave her a bottle of honey. Their feelings began to blossom. Bo-ra sat and watched him. Suddenly, Hyunjin appeared from behind. Hyunjin told the three of them to take a photo together. When she got the photo, Bo-ra was very happy to package the package and send it to her best friend. While in the store on a rainy day, she went back to fix a piece of paper that had fallen. When she looked up, she saw Eunho. He said that from tomorrow on, he would work over there and then ran away. The next day, Eunho went to work there. The two of them secretly looked at each other and smiled. That night, on the way home, he saw Bo-ra playing badminton with her younger brother, so the three of them ate ice cream together. After she chased her younger brother into the house, Eunho asked her to go pick plums to eat. At that time, he also complimented her on her beautiful voice. This made her a bit confused. Suddenly, a plum fell on her head, making the two of them laugh and joke happily. After Eunho took Bo-ra home, she asked if he wanted to go to the movies with her this weekend. Bo-ra thought he didn't want to, so she went inside, but Eunho called her back and kissed her. He said see her this weekend. At that moment, she was really surprised. She told her best friend everything. She thought she was in love. She felt happy doing everything. She was going shopping when she met Eunho, so he asked her to go eat ice cream. Seeing that her mouth was covered in ice cream, he was about to wipe it with his hand, but he gave her a tissue. At this moment, when she looked out the door, she saw her best friend had returned. The two of them ran out and hugged each other so loudly that everyone turned to look. When she returned home, Yeonju talked about Hyunjin again. She didn't expect to meet him so soon. She also said why the ice cream shop uniform was so cool. Bo-ra heard that and said that it was Eunho. The person next to her was Hyunjin. The two were extremely surprised. It turned out that on that day, Eunho had worn Hyunjin's clothes and gone out, which caused this misunderstanding. Now Bo-ra knew that she had gotten to know the wrong person. Eunho was the person her best friend had secretly loved day and night. At this moment, she didn't know what to do. Bo-ra wanted to tell Yeonju the whole truth, but when she saw the incision on Yeonju's chest, she hesitated and didn't say anything. And the day to go to the movies had come. But the person who came was not Bo-ra but Yeonju. She went instead of Bo-ra, who had to go to the farm to help her friend's father. On this side, Bo-ra invited Hyunjin to go pick vegetables with her. This time, she was determined to give up on Eunho. When Bo-ra answered the phone, there was a message waiting from Eunho. He told her to call him back. She couldn't sleep at night, so she went to the phone booth and called him. Eunho told her to count to 10. As soon as she counted to 10, he ran right in front of her. Bo-ra really wanted to cut him off, so she said that she didn't come the day on purpose. She apologized for making him misunderstand, but before he could tell her that he was going back to New Zealand, Bo-ra left. On the way back, he held a letter in his hand. It turned out that he had written the letter because he didn't dare say it directly. Eunho had first seen her in the winter when he went into her shop. At that time, he saw Bo-ra holding a movie high up. Seeing that, he took it down for her, but she quickly snatched it and ran away. That action made him curious about the movie. Then one day they met again. She was chasing the bus. Even when she hid under the bed, those actions suddenly attracted his attention. During that time, Eunho also gradually realized that he always smiled whenever he saw her. When she answered the survey, it was him who called. And when he found out that she was only interested in Hyunjin, he was extremely jealous. That night in the storage room, she confessed to him while drinking, but the next day she forgot everything because of what Bo-ra said yesterday. She was very embarrassed to meet Eunho. The editing machine at school was very old, so Yeonju suggested going to her acquaintance at the Seoul radio station. When they got there, Yeonju told Bo-ra that she would confess to Eunho today and asked Bo-ra to help her have some space with Eunho. So the four of them went to the amusement park. Bo-ra wanted to go on the roller coaster with Hyunjin so that Yeonju and Eunho could have some space, but he chased after her and said he wanted to go on the roller coaster. So Hyunjin was kicked out. When Yeonju told Yeonju that Eunho was afraid of heights, Yeonju also knew that the two of them liked each other. Up here, Eunho also took the opportunity to hold Bo-ra's hand and boldly confessed to her. When they got down, Eunho said that he would soon have to go back to New Zealand. He thanked her for everything. On the way back, the two were not very happy. Suddenly Yeonju stopped and asked Bo-ra why she liked Eunho but didn't tell her. Yeonju said that she really liked Eunho, but if he make their friendship go down, she could give him up 100,000 times and then go home. At night, Yeonju wanted to delete everything about Hyunjin but discovered that there was a message she hadn't read. It was a message from Bo-ra talking about the person she liked. Only then did Yeonju realize that she had wrongly blamed Bo-ra. The next day Yeonju asked Eunho out to talk. She said that she really liked him. At that moment, he also understood her heart. Bo-ra was on her way home when she saw an ambulance in front of her house. She ran there in a panic and saw her younger brother being taken away. Eunho ran to Bo-ra's house to talk to her but didn't see her until morning. At school, Yeonju unfortunately fell to the floor. Bo-ra saw this and ran over in a panic and carried her to the infirmary. On the way, Yeonju suddenly woke up. It turned out that Yeonju was just pretending to make up with Bo-ra. Yeonju said that Hyunjin was waiting for Bo-ra outside. Hurry up and go. Hyunjin took Bo-ra to the train station to meet Eunho. Bo-ra hurriedly chased after him. When they met, Eunho said that he was not Bo-ra. Then he went to hug her and said, "Wait for me for a while. I'll be back soon, I promise." Then he got on the train and left. The new year also marked the beginning of a new millennium. She also passed the university entrance exam, and the two of them often sent messages to each other. But one day, she no longer saw Eunho's messages, and she had no news about him. She always looked at things and missed him. Bo-ra went to the phone booth to call him but couldn't get through. Back to reality, Bo-ra saw an order on the table when she got home. She went to see it and saw an exhibition card with the location and time written on it. She went to the exhibition and met Eunho's younger brother. Through his story, she learned that when he moved, he found a box of things that Eunho hid. It was more than 15 years after Eunho passed away. Because he saw that video, he contacted her and arranged this exhibition. He said that he used to be very jealous of her, but until he prepared this exhibition from Eunho's perspective, he knew that Eunho's final destination was always her. When he got home, Bo-ra took out the tape to watch and she was deeply moved when she saw the footage. At the end of the video, Eunho said to wait a little longer. He would come to see her soon. But in the end, the two of them could not meet each other. A beautiful love story about a pure and beautiful first love and a simple and selfless friendship between two best friends. The film brought many meaningful messages about friendship and love. The film ends here. Thank you everyone for watching.